this is to me, it seems like it's such the perfect module on its own that, to immerse into a subject or topic of study, but also could be a module like within a project, or even be a series of rooms where you could tie them together. How have you designed these? How have you used them? And maybe even explain to if anyone's listening that doesn't know what an escape room is, maybe you could explain what an escape room is, and why this works so effectively to get kids to hype up their problem solving and their collaboration skills.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So escape rooms, like the traditional concept is that you are in a room and you have to get out of that room. More often than not, there's kind of some thematic context of why you're in the room. So great example, one I did this summer, kind of the setup was that there was this art dealer, and the art dealer secretly kind of dealt in stolen paintings, and he had a meeting and we had an hour to get into his back office and find the stolen painting and make our way out. So we started in a front gallery and we got into his back office, and then when we were in the back office we found this hidden room with this bookcase that slid across, and we got into the back room, and then we found the stolen painting and we were able to get out in that time frame. And there's all sorts of puzzles and obstacles and different things that you have to kind of connect and put together, and oftentimes not in a very kind of linear sort of way. So it's a much more open, free space for exploration where you have to find different pieces, and it's up to you in terms of how you're progressing, though kind of underneath the kind of drapery, there is definitely a logical sequence of things that need to happen for that escape to happen. So there's this opportunity to take narrative and kind of immerse and draw students in a way that becomes much more real and meaningful, because it doesn't just happen in front of a computer or on a table. It kind of immerses you in your whole environment, and you become drawn in and engaged. So what we did was, from our concept or our perspective, we service 22 school districts, and a lot of our resources we share out with them. And so kind of our approach was, well, how do we take this concept, this idea of student, kind of inquiry and exploration, working together as a group and problem solving, kind of finding information, sharing that information with each other, and taking that and finding ways to kind of reimagine it and reconnect it to kind of solve problems and move forward. And how do we kind of make that work in an educational space and in a way that can be pushed out and shared? And we've been doing a lot of work with Minecraft as well too, in education, and kind of creating these Minecraft worlds for students to explore curriculum and concepts. And that kind of made this beautiful marriage where we could say, okay, what if we took the room, and rather than having to worry about the constraints of the physical environment and oftentimes not knowing, what the library or the classroom is going to look like, but we could craft and build a world in Minecraft, which gives us the freedom and the flexibility and the vast space. You can do some amazing things in that digital space. And we can leverage mods to do like securities and locks. There's so much that we could do to be cost efficient in Minecraft. And then we can build that world, put it on a USB drive, and then send out a tub full of physical puzzles as well too, all preset, to say, here's your world, here's the curriculum that it supports, here are the puzzles, so you can load it up, fire it up, get the kids to sit down and have them start playing. But that physical aspect was important as well too, because there's so much things that come from like being in a room and working together as a group, collectively, to kind of work through problems and move forward. And so what we wound up doing was, in a lot of the rooms you start in a digital space. We've built the room in Minecraft, and you start exploring and the kids find a box, and then we bring this physical box out and we put it on the table, and kids are like, oh. And they get up, and some of the kids get up and start exploring that box, and then they find some things that then feed back into the digital space, and so you get this beautiful kind of organic conversation that happens between the digital and the physical space, as like kids are working on puzzles in the digital Minecraft world, and they come across something like a code or some sort of clue that is useful to the kids that are working in the physical space, and vice versa. And they're having conversations across that space. They're not texting or typing. They're kind of talking. And even the kids that are working in Minecraft are not typing at each other. They're like talking, Bob, come on over in the room over here because I'm stuck on this thing. Oh, I found that thing. I know what you need. And they're working together across kind of the divide, and within the divide, and it's really beautiful. And so that was our starting space, and then we're exploring, can we do just physical things that can easily be shared out and expressed. But I think there's a lot of value too in terms of just creating that conversation within and across digital and physical as well too.